The Vendée is very hard to call a genocide because there was no attempt to define the population of the Vendée as a distinct people. Yes, they would say we are exterminating the region, but the region would be defined as counter-revolution. And people from the Vendée who had left the region were not targeted in any way. And people in the Vendée who were very clearly on the side of the revolution were not targeted. People in the Vendée who were still there, and it was not clear where it was often assumed that if they had stayed there, they were on the side of the revolt, and therefore they could be exterminated. But it is a political category. And I think we should also be honest about the motivations of the right-wing historians who use the concept of the Vendée, use the concept of genocide and apply it to the Vendée. He was writing this book at precisely the moment, and it is no coincidence, precisely the moment when the French were beginning to confront in an honest way the role of the French state under Vichy and the role of the French population in actually actively aiding the Germans in the Holocaust and the Shoah of the Second World War. And it was precisely at this moment that many people on the right, really started using the word genocide in part so that they could say, look, if there's a genocide in French history, which the French are guilty of, it's not the genocide of the Jews in World War II. It is actually the genocide of the Vendéans by the revolution and by the left, therefore, in 1793, 94. But now this has developed into quite a cottage industry in the United States. You can see videos that circulate among ultra-right Catholic circles, which say this wasn't simply an attempt to commit genocide against the Vendée, it was an attempt to commit genocide against Catholics, which takes it obviously one very, very large step further, given that 99% of the French population at the time was Catholic. What were they going to do? Kill themselves entirely? So I do think that the use of the concept of genocide here is misguided and has a fairly sinister motivation behind it as well.